All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. And that's a good thing because I had a technical difficulty earlier that scared the mess out of me. So good afternoon. I have to go back through and shout out everybody. I have to go back through and shout out everybody. Robert Willis, who was the first. Maria Smith, Scott Bain, LaDonna, Brandy, Miss Lucky Charm, Valisa, not sure which, Spencer, Timothy, Tria, Bonita. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. Of course, my name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until we don't know. We don't know what it's going to be. It might be 1:30, might be 2, might be 2:30, might be 3. Y'all be trying to push me like to 4:30 and stuff. It ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that. Not today. But what's up, everybody? Quintano, Ben, Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee, John, Michelle, Miss. I already said Miss Lucky Charm, but I can say it again. It don't hurt nobody. Of course, come in. Just say hi. Just say hi when you come in. And, all is well. All is well. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I hope y'all can. It's fine. But of course, trying to think of what I didn't say that I said the first time when there was no sound. Dante, what's up? Of course, I just finished listening to the Lincoln Ware Show. Still love the Lincoln Ware Show. Still got love for the Lincoln Ware Show. Myosha, I didn't see your name up there. I thought you weren't going to be here this week. I won't be here. Tomorrow I'll be here today and tomorrow, and then I won't be here for the rest of the week, and then I won't be in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So, but I didn't see your name. Anthony, Terry, TC, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, like I said, I just finished watching the Lincoln Ware Show. Lincoln Ware frustrates me. He frustrates me. He makes me laugh, but he also frustrates me. But I do have to say, Jason, good afternoon, Carol. Hi. I do have to say, you invisible to me now. I didn't say that. I do have to say this. I agree with Lincoln about not running. Now, I wouldn't encourage someone to run from the police. I wouldn't encourage it. But that's no excuse to shoot somebody, even one time. Like, you shouldn't shoot people because they're running. And I have to be honest. I don't like to say this stuff because I come off as anti-police officer, and I'm not anti-police. I'm really not. But y'all know I question everything and I question everybody. And you show us these pictures and you tell us what we're seeing. See, right there, he's shooting out the car. I don't know that man was shooting out the car. I mean, you say he's shooting out the car, so my eyes tell me that I see him shooting out the car. But there could have been a lot of things going on. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, and I always forget the young man's name, so I got to look it up again. I had it pulled up, and I don't remember the young man's name. Let's see, pull it up. Jalen Walker. I'll leave that up there because I know I'll forget it again. Just because I'm terrible with names. It's not a lack of respect for him. I'm just horrible with names. But yeah, you shouldn't run, but running shouldn't be a death sentence. And you show me this video and you say, see, right there, he was shooting at us. See right there, he was shooting at us. I don't know that he was shooting at y'all. Y'all say he was shooting at y'all. Y'all showed me a video, but I can't make out what's happening. You plant that idea in somebody's head. See, look, he's shooting. And then they kind of show you a still. Like, look at where his hands is. He's reaching into his waistband. I would argue that I could probably, you give me a video of you running. And if you running and then you turn to look back, I can probably catch a still with your hands somewhere near your waist and say, look, he's reaching in his waistband. And people will watch it and say, he was reaching for his waistband. He was reaching for his waistband. And it just, something has to happen. I mean, I don't, okay, let me be, I don't think anything will happen. I doubt that anything will happen to these law enforcement officials. I doubt it. I mean, and I'm not saying that they won't be indicted, even though I doubt that too. But even if they are, if they go to trial, they would beat this case. They would beat this case because there's enough police sympathizers and people who are susceptible to all of these suggestions. The suggestion that, hey, look, he's shooting out the window. And if the police say he's shooting out the window and you show me a still and I see something out the window, I'm going to believe he was shooting out the window. Not me, but, the general public. I'm going to believe that he was shooting out the window. If you show me a still of his hand near his waistband, even though you're running motion, your hands are near your waist almost the entire time for anybody that runs like a normal human. Now, if you run, like Sasquatch or something like that, you might run with your hands down, just straight arms. But anybody who runs like a normal human, at some point during the running motion, that the majority of the running motion with your hands are somewhere near your waist. So I don't buy any of that. Again, I will say, people, if you can help it, run in front of police is probably not the best idea. But it shouldn't be a death sentence. And I won't use it to excuse a murder, because that to me is a murder. That to me is a murder. Now, it may not actually ever get classified. I mean, it's clearly a homicide, but it may not actually get classified. No one may be convicted of murder. But if you ask me, that's a murder. If you ask me, that's a murder. And I mean, not even talking about the number of shots fired, which they still don't know. They still don't know. Like, they can't definitively say 90 shots were fired. They're like, we're still trying to figure out how many shots were fired. They can't definitively say he was shot 60 times. They're like, he was shot more than 60 times. How many? We're not sure. We're still trying to figure that out. And they still say, they say that they were still shooting when he was on the ground. He falls to the ground and they keep shooting. That's what they say. He falls to the ground and they keep shooting. And what's your justification there? And I'm not, because I question everything, I'm not convinced that that was his gun that we saw in the car. I'm not saying it wasn't. But come on, we've seen police officers plant stuff. We've seen that. And I will say, it doesn't seem reasonable to me, even though everything that a person does doesn't have to seem reasonable to me. So the story could be exactly what the law enforcement officials are saying, up to a point. I'll get to that in a minute. But he could have actually fired some shots out of the car and left his gun with the magazine or a clip or whatever you want to call it sitting on the driver's seat. He got out, put on a mask, and took off running. That's possible. It's possible. But it don't seem reasonable to me. I know me. And I would like to think, because I can't say this is what I would do because I've never been in that situation. But I'd like to think if the police are chasing me and I got a gun, this is my gun, and I got a gun, and I'm bam, 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 I'm shooting at the police, right? I still got bullets in the clip, the whole nine. And I'm going to get out and take off running. I'm taking my gun with me. Because if I'm already shooting at him, I might have to shoot at him some more. Again, I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying the reason, the logic in my mind. If I'm already shooting at him, I might have to shoot at him some more. My gun is going with me. And I'm probably not going to be like, well, let me see, I'm running from the police. Bam, 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 I'm shooting at them. So before I get out the car, let me take the magazine out of the gun and then leave it there. So I get up and I run. That's not reasonable to me. It looked planted. It looks planted to me. Even though I guess the argument against that would be, well, if they were going to plant a gun, Emanuel, why wouldn't they plant it on his body instead of in his car? And there's some logic behind that. Oh, we got to plant this gun. Well, are we going to plant it? Let's plant it in the car. But we're using the rationale that we thought he was reaching for a gun and that's why we shot him. So if we really want to get off on this and make ourselves look better, then why not just plant it on him? And then we can say he was reaching for something. We shot him. And you know what he was reaching for? That gun. Da, da, da. And, wow, we won. So I could see that argument going either way. I just don't necessarily trust this. I just don't trust it. And then, of course, even if you believe their story up to, he turned, we thought he was reaching for his waist and there was a gun there. So we fired shots. Okay. But once he hit the ground, why were you still shooting? Once he hit the ground, why are you still shooting? Like some of this stuff, when I use the term, it's overkill. It's overkill. And then they want credit. They want credit for performing CPR. Because that's what they try to put out there. Like, they provided, life-saving assistance to him. Look, if you shoot me 60 times and then pump on my chest a few times, you don't get no credit for that. You shot me 60 plus times. Well, but they did try to save his life after they tried to take it. Because you ain't just shooting just for, I fear, but once you shoot that gun, you are shooting somebody to kill them. And especially you firing off, what was it, like 8 officers there? So everybody fired off more than 10 shots. Everybody fired off more than 10 shots. You wasn't trying to neutralize the threat. You was trying to kill me. And if you still shooting me when I'm on the ground, you straight trying to kill me. That's your goal. So you can't say, well, I tried to save him after I tried to kill him. How would that work? Like that, you don't get no credit. You don't get no credit for that. They performed life-saving. Come on, stop it. Well, one of the officers said he still had a pulse, so they performed life-saving. Stop it. Stop it. He still had a pulse, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. You don't get no credit from me for shooting at a man 90 plus times and then pumping on his chest a few times to say we tried. You don't get no credit. I don't know what actually, some of the stuff is kind of wild. Some of it is kind of wild. No, he shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. No. Okay. He shouldn't have. I don't understand the ski mask either. So he did some things that don't seem rational to me. But even with all of that, none of it is worthy of the death penalty. Fleeing from a law enforcement. You don't go to court and they be like, all right, well, we sentence you to die for your crimes. That doesn't happen. Or what? You had a sticker that was expired. And you fled from the police wearing a mask. And you even fired a shot or two. Let's give the whole story 100%. We believe everything y'all said. And if he goes to court on all the charges that y'all can think of, every single one of them that y'all can think of, out of that, attempted murder of a law enforcement official, let's give him that. Of course, we giving him fleeing. We giving him resisting arrest. We giving him, I don't know what they was initially pulling him for. Let's say his sticker was expired or whatever. So that's expired. We giving him reckless endangerment, fleeing. He could have hit a citizen, maybe. Let's say everything they can come up with. He's charged with all of those crimes. He goes to court. He's found guilty on every one of them. Are any of those death penalty cases? So no matter what you say, he shouldn't have done this, he shouldn't have done that, he should have done this, he should have done that. None of that stuff excuses death. Y'all shot at that man 90 times plus because we still don't know. We still don't know how many times y'all fired. How do we not know that? And look, some of this stuff sounds a little tedious or whatever. And I could see you not knowing how many times you squeeze the trigger in a panic, all right? I could see that. Because if somebody come running up in here and I pull out my little weapon and I start shooting, I'm probably not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not counting. But if you say, how many bullets did you shoot? Oh, I don't know. Hold on, let me look. Because I know how many bullets I got in my gun, and I know how many aren't there anymore. So I should be able to say, I shot 12 times. 12 times. How you know? I have 15 bullets. There's still 3 there. Okay, that's math. So you got 8 officers. How many bullets did you have when you went in? How many bullets did you have when everything was over? Count them all up. Simple arithmetic. This is how many shots were fired. Simple arithmetic. But I don't know. Yeah, Will, we're talking about Akron. We're talking about Jalen Walker. We're talking about Jalen Walker for just a moment. Because, of course, we have to. We don't have any choice. You have to contrast that with what happened in Illinois. A dude on a roof picking people off. And they go on a manhunt for him. And they find him, and he's good and alive. He killed, hold on, let me see. How many people did he kill? I want to say it was 6, but I'm not sure. Hold on. Stop. Where is the number? I don't see the number. How many people died in Illinois? Yeah, I think it was 6. I think it was 6. And injured like 20 something. I want to get the right number. Hold on. Let's see. It's all over the place. So 6 people were killed and over 30 injured. 6 killed and over 30 injured. And he was shooting. Like, I saw the video. I heard it. It really did sound like fireworks. And can I say, some of those people had no survival skills. Some of those people had no survivor skills. Like, the one video that I saw, you know, it was a crowd of people lined up on the sidewalk. I'll talk about parades in just a minute because I still don't understand parades. But there were a group of people, of course, they were lined on the sidewalk. And then, you know, and, you know, for a second, I could see it. You think it's fireworks. But then everybody starts running. And everybody I saw looked white. I can't say that they wasn't or that they were, but they all looked white. So people start running because I guess at some point they realize that's not fireworks. But some people, and I saw a man, he had a baby, you know, holding a baby, and he had another little one by the hand, and everybody's running, and he is literally standing in the street. Police running up with guns, because by this time the police realize it ain't fireworks either. So a few police run past him with guns towards the firing, which is still going on, and he's still standing there with a baby and another little kid just standing. Everybody else is running. Where was his survival instincts? Where was his survival instincts? Mayo says they didn't have any survival skills because they didn't expect a mass shooting in their neighborhood. No, he didn't have any survival instincts because people was running, gunshots firing, and police are running by you with weapons drawn towards gunfire. And you're the only person still standing there in the middle with a baby and another kid by the hand. Run, fool! Run! No survival instincts whatsoever. No survival instincts. I was super frustrated just seeing that guy. I was super frustrated. Like, what? I kind of get the people who, oh, is that fireworks? I think someone's shooting. Honey, I think someone's shooting. Think we should get out of here? I think we should at least move back a little bit. Okay, let's move back a little bit, honey. Yeah, grab your chair. But we don't want anybody steal our spots. Grab your chair and then let's move back. I would say that's a bit much, but at least you thought to move. This dude just standing there. Police running by. What the? No survival instincts. None. But so they run. Eventually, they get the dude. Apparently, he done planned this out for weeks. He apparently been talking about it. He been praising all of the mass shootings and all that kind of stuff, which is not illegal. Like, people like, oh, well, they should have did something about it because he was celebrating mass shootings. You can't really do, that's not against the law to celebrate mass shootings. It's weird. Some might say it's sick, but it's not against the law. So if I was on here right now, which I'm not, I think I have to say it one more time. I am not celebrating a mass shooting. But if I were on here, like, yeah, he got 6 of them. then that's not illegal. No, the police shouldn't come. They shouldn't arrest me. They shouldn't do anything to me. Because I got a right to feel how I feel. I got a right to feel how I feel. But yeah, and yeah, I was just about to say, Spencer. Apparently, he was a rapper. I really do want to see this dude rapping. I want to see this dude rapping. I mean, I can't say, you know, with any degree of certainty, but he don't look like no rapper. I don't know what a rapper looks like. I mean, there is no, this is what a rapper looks like, but he don't look like no rapper. I would love to hear him rapping. But yeah, apparently he planned it. They're saying he planned it. But the bottom line is he killed 6 people and, you know, maybe shot another 30 some odd, close to 40. We're not sure yet. And he's alive. And he's alive. My thing was, what him being a rapper got to do with it? Not a damn thing. And that's right, Spencer. Yeah, he was dressed as a woman too. Yeah, they say he dressed as a woman so as to not draw any attention, so that he could blend in with the crowd. He dressed as a woman so that he could blend in with the crowd. I would think that that would make him stand out. But again, I don't know, you know, a whole lot about the community. I know there's somebody on here from the Chicago area, probably from this neighborhood, because I'm told it's a well-to-do area. And this person, you know, grew up rich. So they might have lived in this area. I'm not going to say no names, but she know who she is. And, you know, if she could, you know, tell us, is there like a huge trans community or something there? Is there like a huge trans community or something? Because I would think that this dude.
We begin with yet another mass shooting.
Close that. Let me see if I can grab his photo. Yeah, y'all know this is always difficult for me to do on here. Oh, I don't know. All right. I don't know. All right. All right. It's still doing something. I have no idea what happened. All right. Hey. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? I have no idea why that happened. Oh boy. I don't know why that happened. I was just trying to show y'all. All right. So that's the dude. That's the dude who was the rapper dressed as a woman who fired off shots at the parade. That dude dressed as a woman so as to draw less attention to himself. Him dressed as a woman so that he could blend in. What kind of community is this? Where that dude could dress as a woman and that makes him blend in. What the? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, he don't, Spencer. Spencer said he don't look like he would blend in anywhere. But apparently if he dresses up as a woman, that made him blend in. But bro, you sounding like Richard Pryor from the Wiz. I don't know what happened. And I couldn't make it stop. I had to figure that part out. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Yeah, his dad ran for mayor but lost. And he was known to ride around on an electric scooter with loud music playing. He was known to ride around on an electric scooter with loud music playing. And that's how people would know, oh, he was here. And they say the last time that they heard him was like 10 o'clock that morning. 10 o'clock that morning. But yeah, he dressed and but somehow he's still alive. He's still alive. Don't get me wrong. He should be. I'm not saying, hey, police, kill everybody. But I am saying you shouldn't just be killing people because they ran. You shouldn't just be killing people because they ran. And I do still want to hear this dude rap. I want to hear this dude rap. I'm going to have to go somewhere and find his rap. His head is a little out of proportion with the size of his neck. It's a little out of proportion with the size of his neck. But yeah, he run around shooting people. Just wild. Wild stuff going on out here. So now I got to set my stuff back right. Y'all don't understand what I go through. It's my own fault. I need to invest in one other piece of equipment. Rapper. So basically they're trying to make him out to be a black man. I don't know about that. I think they just trying to get everything in because it's a big story. And if you didn't notice, news is news. And it is a matter of trying to get people to tune in. You've heard of a slow news day? as newscasters don't like slow news days. They want something to broadcast. And if you got something hot, you stick with it because it's easier. And if they can come up with, they will give you every detail about this guy that they can find, from him being a rapper, from him having his own server of some sort for his YouTube page, for anything they can come up with. When he was 3 years old, he did something. They'll tell you about that. Anything, because it's hot. So I'm not going to say that necessarily they're trying to play a race card by saying he's a rapper. That was just another detail that they could give you. Oh, yeah, and he was a rapper. If they find some poetry, they're going to tell you, and he was a poet. He rode a scooter, playing loud music. Anything they can find about him, they're going to tell you. And that, again, that's just because it's hot. And if you can do the news and only do one news story for 3 days, that's good for them, because if it got people glued to the news. Now, once people start saying, okay, we're tired of hearing about the rapping, cross-dressing, electric scooter riding, Trump supporting mass shooter, then they'll move on and they'll start talking about other stuff. But until then, as long as we, the public, show an appetite for it, they look at the numbers and they like, people are still watching, people are still interested in this. They're going to keep talking about it. They're going to keep talking about it. Tina say, I wonder why they haven't interviewed his mom and dad. Probably they're not giving interviews. They're not giving interviews. That's probably the only reason. But if they could, when they can, they will. You know, they posted up there, getting the briefings and all of that kind of stuff. So as long as we have an appetite for it, they will run with it wall to wall. Wall to wall. Somebody said something about Chicago. Chicago had more shootings than just this guy. True. But it's different. It's different. Multiple shootings, like I was saying yesterday, and again, I don't remember all the numbers, but like over the weekend, it's like 60 people shot in Chicago, and like 13 or so people dead. That's over a weekend. It's a crime here, a crime there, this here, or this there. That's different than somebody posting up on a roof during a parade, firing off shots, picking people off. People feel okay with regular random street violence. Because I feel like, and I'm not saying me, I'm just saying people, feel like, look, if I'm not involved in that behavior, and if I'm not in that area, I'm not a criminal, I don't associate with criminals, I don't do criminal activity, and I stay away from high crime areas, I'm fine. That's how people feel. So that's different. It's crime. It's crime. This, we were at a parade, Americana, a 4th of July parade. We was watching people walk down the street. Because that's all a parade is, watching people walk down the street. We were watching people walk down the street. And then some crazy person decides to try to kill us. This doesn't happen in our area of town. It's a nice, quiet area. It's not like Chicago. It's, what was it, Highland Heights? So it's different. Because anybody could be watching a parade. Anybody, who doesn't love a parade? other than me. Everyone loves a parade. Watching people walk down the street. How could you not love to see people walk down the street and wave at you? How could you not love that? Now, I don't even feel safe going to a parade. I don't even feel safe going to a parade. And so that's why it resonates with people. Because they already feel like, well, you shouldn't feel safe if you're in a high crime area of Chicago. You'll get shot and killed. But in my area, on the 4th of July, in the middle of the day, watching people walk down the street, I should be safe. I should be able to bring my kids out without somebody perching up on a roof, firing shots at us. That's why stuff like this resonates. Because it's about your everyday, run-of-the-mill person feeling safe. So what? You can't go to a grocery store now. You can't go to school. You can't go to college. I mean, I know it's still school, but we make a difference. You can't go to a high school. You can't go to a elementary school. You can't go to a junior high. You can't go to a college. You can't go to your workplace. Like I said, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the gas station. Had shootings at gas stations. You can't just go outside and watch a parade. You can't go to the nightclub. You can't go get your nails done. You can't go, these are all places now where you can't go there for fear of a mass shooting. Or at least, that's what people say. You can't go these places for fear of a mass shooting. So it resonates. It resonates. Again, I don't believe in the death penalty, but if there is a death penalty, would you say this qualifies? Would you say this qualifies? Shooting at a parade? Does this qualify? That's just a little loud. Thank you. But I would say this qualifies if you believe in the death penalty, which I don't. Dante says God will deal with him. Okay. All right. Hold on. What is Myosha saying? Oh, they're talking about. I'm asked because I know Myosha is probably Myosha. Is this the area in Chicago that you were from? Is this? I'm certain that you're more familiar with this area. This didn't look like, the little strip that I saw clearly wasn't Chicago. It wasn't Chicago. But y'all know how it is. It's like the difference between. Myos says, no, I didn't live anywhere near that area. Are you familiar with that area? Like, is that the difference between Cincinnati and Norwood? Or is that like the difference between, say, Cincinnati and, I don't know, Marymount? Or, Cincinnati and Fairfield? What's the difference? Hyde Park. Well, Hyde Park is an actual part of Cincinnati, so it wouldn't be the difference between Cincinnati and Hyde Park, because you can't run for the mayor of Hyde Park. And if someone actually ran for the mayor of this city, town, whatever, it's clearly different. Okay, so say Cincinnati and Marymount. Okay, all right. Ron says I'm like like Middletown, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Middletown's, I would imagine, pretty far away. The area they said Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen lived in. Okay, all right. So a more affluent area. A more affluent area. Okay, okay. But so yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on out here in the news. That's the main thing I would say that's going on. Also, got to bring this up. R. Kelly. You know, he was found guilty. They put R. Kelly on suicide watch. R. Kelly sued. R. Kelly is no longer on suicide watch. He's no longer on suicide watch. Speaking of Chicago, R. Kelly's no longer on suicide watch. And I don't know. It was in the news, so I thought I would mention it because I saw it and just be nothing. I just okay, and I just didn't. I thought you might want to know that. I do have a question though. I was at the barbecue. This is not like super serious or anything. At the barbecue, when they would play R. Kelly music, I felt uneasy. I felt uneasy. And people kept saying, this ain't got nothing to do with him and what he did personally. This is about he made some good music. But they were still streaming the music. And my argument was, if you got an R. Kelly CD that you own, go ahead and play it. But if you are streaming R. Kelly's music, then you still supporting his habit. You still supporting him. You know, he's still making money from that. Do we care now? Now that he's found guilty, now that he's in jail, is it okay now to stream R. Kelly? It's okay to listen to whatever you want to listen to. You can listen to whatever you want to listen to. But if you streaming his music, he gets money off of that. But are we okay with streaming R. Kelly music, basically still paying him because he is in jail now? Or are we like, no, you still shouldn't be? Because I had to, and they were playing some music and my head was a little, like, yeah, all right, it's R. Kelly, okay, whatever. But then I'm like, hold on, it's R. Kelly. Like, I shouldn't be, it's R. Kelly. Spencer says it goes to the victims. It does not. Stop it. It does. Oh, he's asking. Okay, my bad. No, it doesn't go to the victims. No. LaDonna says, you're not okay with listening to R. Kelly. Streaming it. Again, if you got a CD, he sold a lot of CDs. I still got 12 Play. I still got the Chocolate Factory. I still got Born into the 90s. These are actual CDs that I own. So, yeah, I will pop them in and I will listen to R. Kelly because I know he ain't getting paid from this. I own this music. I can listen to it and I can enjoy it, knowing that he ain't getting paid from it. But I'm not going on Apple Music or what's the other one? Whatever. None of the other subscription services streaming his stuff. Even YouTube. I'm not listening to his stuff on YouTube. No, I'm not going to burn them. Why would I burn them? Now, in that case, it's good music. It's good music. I mean, if you don't think about probably what he was actually talking about in some of them, especially 12 play. Like, I can't think about, when I'm listening to Sex Me, like he's probably talking about a 14-year-old. Don't think about that. I can't hear you. I don't think about that. Just listen to the music. But I'm not going to burn him. I own it. He don't get paid off of that. What good does burning it do? He don't even know I burnt it. He don't even know I burnt it. McConnell says, I'm guilty. I still play his music. Okay. Do you stream it or do you play music that you already own? R. Kelly sold most of his catalog for $5 million. Most of the money his music makes goes towards back child support and civil suits lost in court. Most is not all. And I don't know what he sold and what he didn't. So if you're streaming it, he's still getting some money, even if most of it go to whatever, which I know he did do something with his catalog, but he didn't get rid of the whole catalog. So I don't know what he got and what he don't got. If you listen to the intro to Sex Me, the woman talking sounds like a kid. My friends and I had a conversation about that when the allegations first surfaced. It does. Well, the remix, when you listen to the remix of Sex Me, which is the best version. But yeah, it does sound like a kid. It does sound like a young girl who he had come in the studio and record that. Like she probably just got out, he was peeing on her. And said, wipe that pee off and come here and say this. But Don says, I'm surprised someone bought it. Oh, I'm not surprised with that at all. Because the truth of the matter is, depending on your taste, he made some good music. Like I like the 90s. I like 90s R&B. So from born into the 90s, even you remind me of my Jeep. You know what I'm saying? It was a stupid song, but I got that album, which I don't remember what it's called. I got 12 Play. I got the Chocolate Factory. He kind of lost me a little bit at some point, but then his music got me back. A lot of those kind of barbecue, outdoor, just have some fun songs. Jeannie says, I don't listen to any R. Kelly music that he sings directly. I may unknowingly listen to some music that he has written for other artists. All right. Did you see Creflo Dollar change his stance on tithes? I did see a post about that. I didn't actually see him say it. So until I see a video of him saying it, I kind of am questioning whether or not he actually said it. But if I take that he did say it, then okay. But that's just tithes. I mean, that don't mean he ain't going to still try to get your money. That don't mean he still ain't going to say, oh, I need a new jet. The biggest, the best. So donate money for me to get a jet. Don't mean he ain't going to say that still. So I don't know. Does your group do R. Kelly music? My group tried to do one R. Kelly song and failed miserably. We tried to do Happy People, and for whatever reason, they couldn't get the background. What do you do? And that with the responses, they couldn't get that in the right timing, like the background singers. And I was just like, forget it. And it was like, oh no, we can try it. I'm like, no, because that's a huge part of the song. And if that's wrong, the whole song is wrong. It just sounds bad. So we tried it. It was unsuccessful. And then I used to do this medley. Let's Get It On. Do Me Baby. And Your Body's Calling. They're all relatively close. You can take the same bass line and do all three of the songs. And I did this whole thing about, basically they're all the same song. Just, one was with a 70s, 80s flair. The other one was, but it's different songs by different artists, different generations saying the same thing. I want you. All you got to do is admit that you want me, and then we can do this. It's the same theme in all of the songs. So I did this little medley, but we don't do that anymore. I don't even remember what Sex Me sounds like. I haven't listened to him, especially 12 Play, in decades. I still listen to 12 Play. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think the dude is horrible. I believe he did what they said he did. I think that's horrible. I don't think that was his brother on that tape. I think it's horrible. But some of that music still speaks to me. Just not about 14-year-olds. We used to play cards and play the heck out of the Bump and Grind album. Yeah. Nikki says that's a trick by Creflo. Mayo said he did a banger for Britney Spears, and I can't enjoy it since I know he produced it. And he your hometown dude. Like, I remember when we first, started talking and met, you was a R. Kelly head. Chicago's own. Now you don't even want to own it. You still got to own it. He's still Chicago's own. I had no other choice but to listen to Step in the Name of Love, because at every party or reunion, they played it. Yeah, Creflo still wants y'all to pay for him a new plane. Jeannie says she never heard of 12 Play until people started mentioning it in the chats. Come on. How could you not have heard of 12 Play? 12 Play. One. You go to the room of fun. And two, he'll say, give me your tongue. Three, because tonight he gonna fulfill your fantasy. Four, just lie down on the floor. Five, can't wait to come inside. How could you not know that? Aren't the guys in your band pretty older? It wasn't the music. The music wasn't the problem. Yes, we're older. The music wasn't the problem, though. The music wasn't the problem. It was the vocals. The vocalists weren't familiar with the song, and so they just couldn't do it in time. Show us what you mean by the bass line. That's all right. Why did you stop doing the medley? I don't know. We did it, and we moved on. It was really something that we did to kind of fill time. Like, if we're performing and we don't went through all our stuff, we I don't know, just for whatever reason, you go through stuff a little faster, tempo be a little faster. And then, we got, because I could do that medley. I could stretch it out and probably do about 10 minutes and do that medley for like 10 whole minutes, and people eat it up for the whole 10 minutes. TC told me I got to show up for one of your concerts. I'm going to be laughing. Hey, look, we have fun. We have fun. Jeannie says, nope, never heard that song. I'll have to email you a copy of 12 Play. Oh, sick telling a child to do that. When you look at it like that, it's sick. But at the time, and that's why I try not to think about all of the child stuff when I'm listening to his music. I try not to think about that. I try not to, but I still remember that song. I had written a song very similar to that. And my wife at the time was like, he stole your song. And I was like, that song is not my song. None of those lyrics are my lyrics, but my lyrics are. My song was called Open Wide. Oh, and I wrote it a long time before 12 Play. I was ahead of my time. Yeah, that 12 Play wasn't no joke. Not listening to R. Kelly ain't gonna change what he did. Not more than not watching movies produced by Harvey Weinstein or sitcoms produced by Bill Cosby. Well, but again, my argument is that the difference is R. Kelly still make money if you streaming that music. He still makes money if you streaming that music. And that's the difference. It don't change what he did, but he's still making money. And for some people, well, he in jail now, so he can't do that stuff no more. So it don't matter if he's making money. So I was just asking. I just want to know what people think about it. Where are people on it? And I have to admit, it makes me uneasy. It makes me uneasy. Maya said, I can't lie. I love I'm a Flirt because it describes young Myosha, but I can't listen to it. It's just interest. I was just interested in people's thoughts and opinions. Switching gears real quick. Victoria says, I don't stream music, but I do have some bootleg CDs. Yeah, see, now I'm all right with that. You know, for a long time I was anti-bootleg anything, but I'm all right with bootleg CDs. And if you got the music, if you own the music and you're not streaming it, then go on to listen to it. What was I about to move on to? I was about to move on to something. Oh, fireworks. Okay. I didn't, you were behind me and I didn't see you when I looked, so I had to look that way. And what's my name? Say it. I don't know. Oh, I'm working on being grandfather. We moving away from Papa. I'm working on being grandfather, but she won't say it. We're going to work on it. We're going to get it there. Grandfather, may I use your phone? Yeah. Will says, I like a lot of his catalog, but I can't separate him from the music, so I don't listen to homie. All right. These fireworks. What? Not that we have to do anything, but they were still, it was 1:35 last night, and they were still popping off those bombs. 1:35. I only know because I looked at the clock. Boom, boom, boom. And I looked at the clock. I was like, it's 1:35. What in the hell? Why? A part of me wanted to go out there and say, hey, can we shut it down just for tonight? But, you know, number one, I don't want to get shot over no nonsense like no fireworks. And number two, I mean, it wasn't keeping me awake. I was already up. I don't sleep well. You know, I can't go to sleep. But we've had that whole discussion. But and somebody was like, well, it's going to be this way for the next few days or the next. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be like that. And that there are two families on this little cul-de-sac street. Two houses that's going to be out there probably through September, lighting off fireworks. They've been lighting off fireworks basically all through June. They stepped it up last night. But I guess because that was the 4th of July, they figured we got to go hard tonight. And then I'm guessing that they'll back it back down. But they're going to go hard through September. Like every night. Every night. I don't know where you get that much money to be buying daggone fireworks. I could too. These are people who, and now I'm just griping, kind of old man griping. So forgive me. These people have never done anything to me, like physically. They've never threatened me, any of that kind of stuff. But, you know, there's some elderly people on the street. There's some young families on the street. You know, there's some middle-aged people on the street. And it's for the most part a quiet street, except for two houses. And it's like they from another area. Like they don't know how to interact with not that type of person. Like you pull onto the street and you're trying to pull up to your driveway, but like almost as soon as you turn the corner, it's always like 10 cars parked. And remember, this is a little cul-de-sac. So there's only parking on one side of the street, the other side not, because the street ain't really wide enough. They be parked on both sides of the street, and then they be standing in the middle of the street. And then you pull up, and you figure they see this big-ass car. They know I got to get through. They gonna move. And what do? They look at you like, and they just stand there. And then, so what I used to be like, excuse me, can I get through? And they'd be like, oh yeah, my bad. As if they didn't see me. We are making eye contact. And I got to roll my window down to say, excuse me, can I get through? And then you like, oh, my bad. Like, what did you think I was doing? Did you think I just wanted to have a stare down? You thought I just wanted to gaze into your eyes? Why do I have to say excuse me when I'm steady inching up, giving you an opportunity to move? I clearly want to get through. But then once you say it, like I said, my bad. And they move. Like no resistance, no hesitation. And I'm like, are they stupid? Did they not know I was trying to get through? So now what I've taken to doing is I don't roll down my window. I don't say nothing. I just keep going slowly because I ain't trying to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get killed. They look like the type, and forgive me for profiling. They look like the type. Somebody got a gun. Trust me, somebody got a gun. So I ain't trying to get shot. But I don't roll my window down and say, excuse me no more. I just keep inching up. And sometimes they'll wait until you get this close to them, and then they'll move out the way. But they don't ever, and sometimes they do mean mug you. They mean mug you. Like, how dare you want to go home? Who the fuck are you that you think you get to go home while I'm standing in the middle of the motherfucking street, nigga? You know, that's how they look at you. But they move out the way. So, you know, what can you do? But and it's two houses. We were down to one, and then somebody moved into the one that people had moved out of, and I was like, yes, we down to one. But then they sold another house, and then some other people moved into it. So we got the old one, and we got a new one. And so, now we got issues. But those are the two families now. I mean, and the new family, they've been there for what, about a year or so. Been there for about a year or so. But just driving up on the street, it'd be, what I'm saying? I'd be like, I shouldn't have a concern. Like, legit, I'm going home. Like, why am I stressing about going home? Driving up my street. A few years ago, I think somebody complained, and the police came through giving everybody tickets who was parked on the wrong side of the street. And that stopped them for about a month. But then they went right back to it. They used to park, like my driveway, it's a hill, that go up into my driveway. So of course, when I'm coming out, I'm coming down a hill. And especially when it's snow and, like that very first snow and I'm getting ready to get up and go to work, I ain't had a chance to shovel the drive or anything like that. There's a good chance I might do some sliding down that hill. And what they used to do was they would park on the wrong side of the street, opposite side of the street, directly across from my driveway. So if I slide out of my driveway, I'm hitting somebody's car. And I'm like, and I had to go ask them, like, can you not park directly across from my driveway? Number one, it makes it difficult for me to get out of my driveway because there's not enough room. But number two, if I hit your car, that's on you. Just so you know, if I hit your car, you are at fault because you parked on the wrong side of the street. There's signs over there that say no parking this side of street. You are in the wrong. And I'm going to call the police before I go knock on your door to tell you I just hit your car. The police going to come and knock on your door and say, there was an accident, your car's been damaged, can you? And for, I don't know, a couple months, they still parked on the wrong side of the street. But, they moved down so they wasn't directly in front of my driveway. But then eventually, I guess they just was like, F it. I'm going to park wherever I want to park. And so they be in front of my driveway. And I don't even be careful no more. If I hit you, I hit you. I ain't hit nobody, thank goodness. But I ain't even like extra careful about it. Like when I back out, I be, lightweight reckless. Like I back out fast. And I be thinking, a part of me be like, oh, I hope I hit their car. But the greater part of me be like, I don't want to hit nobody's car. Because I don't want to deal with the damage to my car. And, I have to go through all of that stuff. But, yeah, we do. We got those two families. And, oh, my goodness. I'd be like, if we could get rid of these two families. It's bad when it start. They do it all year, just for the record. At wintertime. They still be out there. I'll be like, it's cold in the mug. What are y'all doing just standing out in the street? Only time they'll be out there is like when it's like below freezing. Then I guess it's too cold for them. But other than that, they be out there. But when it get warm, I'll be like, oh, it's getting warm. And I like the heat. But I'll be like, you know what that mean? That mean those ends gonna be all up and down the street. We gonna have a hard time getting out and getting in. Like even when I leave here, this is almost I go over to the church on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, and on Sunday. Sunday morning, they not out there. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when I head over to the church, I got to drive through this maze of open car doors and people standing out in the street. And this one dude in his wheelchair that he just be rolling up and down the street, like, and just stopping. And like, And just because you got wheels don't mean that you're street legal. Get out the street. Get out the street. You already in a wheelchair. Get out the street. But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. The car doors be open. I told y'all, just give me a minute because I'm old man venting. I'm old man venting. But if you see a car coming, don't common sense tell you, let me close my car door. Let me close the car door. No, they stand there with the car door open like, oh, my bad. What did you think? What in the hell did you think I was trying to do when I was creeping up? What did you think I was trying to do? I'm trying to get through. Sound like y'all need to move. Well, now that's foolish. I'm not moving. Why would I move? Number one, my house is paid for. I ain't got no mortgage. My house is paid for. Well, I'm gonna move because two families is renting a house, and they be in the street. That don't make sense. Oh, let me sell my house and move because these two families. Come on, that don't make sense. You know that don't make sense. Be careful on that moped. There's a dude in an electric wheelchair rolling traffic in every city. His is not electric. His is not electric. And then he do the tricks where he can lean back and spin around and all that kind of stuff. But he'd be in the middle of the street. He'd be in the middle of the street. But again, it's a slight annoyance. Again, ain't nobody ever try to cuss me out. Ain't nobody ever did, but they just stand there. And a part of me really do believe they are not that bright. Like, they are processing this whole time. Like, what's he trying to do? What's he trying to do? What's he trying to do? Oh, he's trying to get through. Oh, my bad. What did you think? Like, what were your other options? What were your other options in terms of what I was trying to do? I want to be in their head just one day while I'm pulling up, and I want to be in their head, and then, I wonder if he's trying to come through here. No, he probably ain't trying to come through here. He just want to turn around. He gonna pull up, and then he gonna back into a driveway. He gonna turn around. No, he looking for an address, and it's got to be on this side of the street, not back there to getting past. There's no way. But I don't know. I really do believe that they just don't process. It's the same car that come through, and they live right up there. He's probably trying to get to his driveway. What? Brushing your hair off. Somebody need to braid your daggone head. That's what need to happen.
So my mommy not here.
Well, when she get here, I'm gonna tell her to braid your head. But no, they not gonna steal. Number one, I'm gonna keep my moped. It's not a scooter. I'm gonna keep my moped in the garage, other than when I'm riding it. And number two, they're not bad people. They're not bad people, which is why, like I said, I'm just griping a little bit. They've never done anything wrong to me. They're not out there. I mean, other than, blowing up those bombs and stuff like that, they're not out there committing crimes to my knowledge. They're not out there committing crimes. They just out there having fun, parked on both sides of the street, kicking it. They're not criminals. Like, I would never call the police on them. Now, I have called the police on somebody because for a while, some years back, it was a white dude that used to come up here in a work truck and just sit there. And then somebody would come up and I was like, this is a drug deal. And then I think Mrs. Livingston saw him one day and she was like, yep, he bought some drugs. And he sat there and did the drugs right there in the cul-de-sac. And so I don't remember if she said she went out there and told him, like, don't be doing that. And he showed up again. She was like, he back. And I'm like, and she's like, I already told him, don't be out here doing that. And so I went out there and I was like, can I help you with something? Oh, no. I was like, all right. And I went and called the police. And then the police didn't do anything. But at one point they came and drove through. And I guess that scared him because he don't come on our street no more. But, you know, that was criminal. But these two families, I mean, they just a little, I hate using the term, but y'all understand. They just a little ghetto, a little hood. And this is a slightly more refined area. Like, you know, the people that own houses on this street, and I guess even the people who rent, because I know the people across the street, they rent. The people who rent, you know, we all kind of quiet families. We see each other. Hey, how you doing? I'm like the least friendly person on the street because I don't really do all that much speaking, just because. But they not doing nothing criminal. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to them. I don't want the police to do nothing to them. I'm just venting because they frustrate me. They frustrate me. That's it. I don't want nothing bad to happen to them. I would not call the police on them because these people, they blocking the street and I want to, because next thing you know, police come up through here, somebody say something that a police officer don't like. He try to, you know, exert his dominance over them. It turned into a thing. Somebody gets shot. Why? Because I didn't want to wait a few seconds for them to realize I'm trying to get through. Somebody's dead now. No. I don't want that at all. I don't want that at all. So I would never call the police on them. But it is irritating. It is irritating. And there's nothing wrong with being irritated about a thing. And I guess theoretically I could walk down there because, again, they don't seem like horrible humans. Again, I'm sure they got a gun, but they don't seem like horrible humans. And I really do feel like if I went down there and I said, hey, y'all, when I pull up, if y'all could just let me through, I would appreciate that. They'd be like, all right, OG. And that would be the end of the conversation. And then probably every time I came through, they'd be, all right, OG, hey, OG. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. But I get the feeling that that's what they would do. So, yeah, I'm not going to call the police on them. I almost called the police last night because of the barrage of fireworks that actually made the window shake. I was afraid that embers would land on somebody's roof and cause a fire. I'm glad you didn't call the police. I'm glad you didn't. I understand your concern, but I really do. I function from the premise of, hey, if I call the police about this and somebody end up getting killed, how would I feel about that? How would I feel about that? And I would be devastated. I'm just, if they wasn't lighting off the fireworks, then it's really their fault. I would be devastated because I'm the one who called the police and somebody got killed. Hey, be careful with that light. You knocked it over last time. All right, so be careful. But yeah, I would be devastated. I would be devastated. So you got to really be doing something for me to be like, I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. It's thundering with the sun shining. Well, it ain't raining. You know what it means when it's raining and the sun shining. You don't want to be called OG. I don't care about being called OG. I get called that all the time. It's because of the gray hair. walking in, because I try to always speak to brothers when I see brothers and sisters. I don't do it so much to sisters because, you know, y'all be funny acting sometimes. But almost anytime I see a brother, I'm like, what's up? What's up, OG? Don't bother me even a little bit. Don't bother me even a little bit. Isn't it legal to light fireworks in Ohio now? Well, yeah, sort of, kind of. All depends. There are time restrictions, and there are restrictions on the type of firework that you can light just across Ohio. But then there's in each city, municipality, there might be restrictions. Like in Cincinnati, you're really only allowed to light those novelty stuff, like sparklers, smoke bombs, the little snake things, and it's something else that I can't think of what it is. But it's only like 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 things that you allowed to light in the city of Cincinnati. Cincinnati has a restriction, and I believe the cutoff time is 11 p.m. is when it's supposed to be all done. Again, it was 1:35 when I heard something that caught my attention. They were still popping them off after that, but I remember looking at the clock and it was 1:35. So, yeah, if you ain't got a sparkler in Cincinnati or something like that, almost everything else you're setting off is illegal. Is illegal. Jenna says it depends on the severity of their actions. I would not feel bad. And that's why I said, depend on what's going on. You really got to be doing something wrong for me to call the police. Like something that I feel like truly, not just a noise, but like truly endangers people in the neighborhood. If you walk around shooting a gun just willy-nilly, I'm calling the police. If you setting fires or something like that, I'm calling the police. But if you're just lighting off fireworks, I'm probably not calling the police for that. You blocking the street, probably not calling the police for that. Oh, that was thunder. I just heard the thunder. Oh, that's right. When the sun is out and it's raining, the devil is beating his wife. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. GC talking about, let us see her face. I love your granddaughter. She decide if she want to get on this camera. She know how. She don't want to. Some days she just decides she want to be right there on top of my lap, and other days she decide she want to be under this bench. Now she's just on the floor chilling. She's watching the YouTube videos on my phone. TC said it wasn't illegal last night. People had bombs from Russia. Yeah, they did. Oh, I hear the rain now. I hear the rain. You hear it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Cincinnati still won't grown men twirling sparklers around. They got to change that. They got to change that. They got to change that. Yeah, it's pouring down rain here now. I hear it outside. It actually sounds like I might need to get out there and clean a gutter or something. I'm going to go look because that don't sound like just the rain. I mean, I guess it could be raining that hard, but that sound like the water is running over the gutter or something like that. Yeah, that's what that sounds like. I'm going to have to go out there and look. This first time it's rained since I've been down here in the basement. So I get to hear stuff now. Then this is on the other side of the house that, you know, I don't really go over there that much. It borders the neighbor's house, and he's got more property on that side. And I just got a little walkway. So I just go over there. I clean the walkway, make sure everything is good. But I'm not on that side of the house hanging out or nothing like that. Yeah, I don't know where they're getting these fireworks. They are louder than they have normally been. And yeah, another DIY project coming soon. It's just cleaning out gutters. You got to do that every once in a while. Ain't nothing wrong with cleaning out gutters. I get up there and clean out the gutters periodically. Clean out the gutters periodically. And if you don't have those things that cover your gutters, you know, it's a normal thing to have to clean out the gutters. No biggie. Trying to think, was there something else that I wanted to discuss? I can't really think of anything else that I wanted to discuss with y'all today. What? Okay, go. Hurry up. I can't think of who was the most talented boxer I've ever seen. I don't know. I was a big Mike Tyson fan in his prime, and I think if Mike Tyson hadn't have messed up, Kevin Rooney would have kept training him, and kind of his support system hadn't died, basically, then he could have probably been the greatest ever. But the most talented, I don't know. It's so many boxers. To say who's the most talented, that's like the whole who's the greatest of all time in the NBA debate. I don't know. You looking at different eras and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just like to watch it. I like to watch boxing. And I heard, even though I didn't look it up to see, that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence signed the contract to fight. Is that true? Did they actually sign a contract to fight? Or was that just somebody talking? Growing up, kiddies always got the sparklers. Kind of dangerous. Sparklers ain't dangerous. Geneva says, Sugar Ray. I got a feeling that you were only saying that, Geneva, because you thought he was an attractive man. Am I watching the NFL this season? Did Colin Kaepernick sign with a team? Colin Kaepernick ain't signed with a team, then no, I'm not watching it. There was something else that I wanted to discuss, but I can't think of what it is. I can't think of what it is. I don't know what it is, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't think of what it is. I'm sorry. Nah, your boy stunk it up in his tryout. No NFL for you. You say he stunk it up in his tryout, but I hadn't heard that from the people who actually saw the tryout. I heard that from Warren Sapp. But who is he? I mean, I know who he is, but like he's a disgraced broadcaster even. Like, they can't take his word for it. Let the Raiders come out and say, yeah, nah, he was terrible. Let the Raiders come out and say that, then, maybe I'll give it a little credibility. But if Warren Sapp, he was the only person that I've heard say it so far. If Warren Sapp says that, I don't give it a whole lot of credibility. So, I don't know. We'll see. But if it's no NFL, then there's no NFL. I'm all right with that. Nobody came out to defend Cap, but nobody came out to verify what Warren said either. If it was so bad, I mean, his agent, of course, came out and said that's not true. They said Warren Sapp is making that up. They said we've heard directly from the Raiders, and they didn't say anything like that. So I don't know if it's true. Nobody came out to defend Cap, but nobody came out to jump on Warren Sapp's side either. So we don't know. We don't know. Nobody, not one person, came out and said, hey, Warren is telling the truth. He was terrible. The Raiders ain't said nothing yet. That's right. Terry says, big heavy rain downtown with some thunder. Yeah, here too. I hear it. I hear it. Well, y'all, I don't really have much else. Hold on. Let me, because I don't do this. I don't do this. Come on, bro. If Cap could play still, Raiders would have signed him. I don't know if they will or if they won't. David says if Cap had a bad workout, it would be all over the news. If it bleeds, it leads. I never do this, y'all. And somebody said do this. So I'm going to do it, even though I don't think it'll amount to much. But for the person who said do it, okay, I'm about to do it, and you'll see. They said you don't answer questions. Like you don't set aside a portion of any of your shows and like take questions from Twitter or, from anybody. So here's what I'm going to say. If you have any questions for me, I'm not saying that I'm going to, give all my little business out. Have any questions for me, ask them. This is the portion of the show where I will answer your questions to the best of my ability and desire. So if you have any questions, you can answer them. And don't sweat if you have any questions, because I don't think anybody will have any questions. But I got into a long conversation about somebody like, why don't you take questions? And I'm like, I read comments all day. And they like, now that's different than setting aside time for people to actually ask you questions that you take time to answer. So why don't you do that? And I'm like, because if they have questions for me, people just type in the question whenever. And I know, because if you just said I got questions, that it's time to take questions, then people would feel more free to. So it was a whole conversation. So if you have questions, thank you. That's what I said. I answer questions throughout the show. That was what I said to this person. But if you have questions, I will take your questions. Why can't you call the buzz? Oh, wait a minute. I got a call coming in. Let me go to the phone first, and then I will answer questions. Key.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
I'm doing fine, Key. How are you? How was your 4th of July?
Oh, it was good. It was good. What about yours?
I had a great time. A great time.
What you eat?
What, yesterday?
Whenever.
I ate.
The 4th of July was yesterday, right?
But I didn't really do much yesterday. I ate at the barbecue. I ate grilled chicken breast.
Okay, the leftover that you got from a cookout you went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that was it. That was pretty much all I ate. Grilled chicken breast. That was it. That was all I ate yesterday.
Okay, well, I'm be quick because it sounds like it's about to just pouring down rain and thunder and lightning out there, so I'm be quick.
What? Wait. What does one have to do with the other? Like, are you one of
just in case you got to take shelter and stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be on the phone with Emanuel and I got to take shelter. And then it's like, okay, we chilling like ain't nothing going on outside. Like you on the phone talking, your grandbaby and your wife done took shelter and you still chilling on the phone with me.
Well, I'm in the basement. So if they take shelter, they coming down here with me anyway.
Oh, okay. I know if you had the shelter in place other spot.
But what's on your mind? What you got?
Oh, no, I was just calling real quick just to support and then also tell you, like, with the Q, when people asking, like, about taking questions or whatever, the thing, like, as a person that watch YouTube, the thing that they do on YouTube, if this person is a YouTube person that's watching you on YouTube, they sometimes have segments on their pages where they do a Q&A, where they take questions from, like, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and they take some of those questions and answer some of those questions or whatever. So maybe that's what the person was wanting you to do, like do a segment or whatever. Some people just do like one video that's devoted to a Q&A. So maybe that's what that person was talking about. Just letting you know if that's what they was talking about, and then just letting you know if you're not familiar with YouTube, a lot of YouTubers or people that make YouTube pages, they do a Q&A video where they answer questions on different platforms from like say Instagram, Facebook or whatever, where they take questions on there and then they answer some of those questions.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what they were talking about.
But like you said, you answer questions all day. Like when in the comments, I'm thinking that's a question, and you talk the remainder of the show. That's why I call in to kind of give you some little break or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why I said I'll put it out there. And this is the segment of the show where you can ask me questions, and I will take your questions and I will answer your questions if it's appropriate to answer.
Okay, well, my only question was what you eat for the 4th of July. You answered that chicken breast. So there go my question.
All right.
Very minimalist.
Key, I appreciate you. Now get off this phone and go shelter.
All right, I appreciate you too. You enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Okay.
All right, that was Key. Key said she had to get off the phone in case she got to go shelter. Now Carolyn asked the question, and then she wanted to know, did he answer my question, y'all? I didn't answer the question. I'm about to answer the question now. Why can't you call the buzz? I'm not sure that I can't, which is why I asked Lincoln, like, am I allowed to call? Initially, when they fired me, they didn't want me to call because they didn't want the controversy surrounding me getting fired, and that they didn't necessarily trust what I might say or might not say. So, there were people, reports tell me, there were people like posted in the studio just to make sure that I didn't call in and that my name didn't come up too much. And that happened, for a couple days. And so I'm like, so if I would have called in, I wouldn't have got on. So I just wanted to ask, like, look, can I, now that everything hopefully has died down, everybody understands what happened, people got their opinions one way or the other, and ain't nobody gonna change nobody's opinion. It's not a big deal. Now can I just be a caller? And, y'all heard Lincoln say he not sure. He don't know. So that's that. He don't know. And I don't know either. But if I ever get the notion to call, I'm just going to call. I'm just going to call. And then either they'll say, oh, we can't let you on. And I'll say, all right, well, how you doing? Because, I'm still cool with everybody. But, and if they do let me on and I'm not supposed to be on, then Lincoln will get in trouble for letting me on. And then I will just laugh and laugh and laugh about Lincoln getting in trouble. I like picking with Lincoln, so he understands. It's no malice. But that's the reason. They didn't want any controversy. They didn't want to be the bad guy, or they didn't want me to paint them as the bad guy or anything like that, or call in bashing them or anything like that. And I would have not done that anyway. But for whatever reason, the people who lead that radio station have always thought that I had the worst intentions. They've always thought that. When Nate got fired, they didn't tell me that he got fired until I had left and came home. And then I get a call like in the middle of the night, like, oh, by the way, we fired Nate. And I'm like, so everybody knew he was fired all day except for me. And they're like, well, yeah, but we didn't know what you were going to say. I'm like, what do y'all think I'm going to do? Just come in and tear y'all shit up? And y'all fired my brother? And just tear y'all shit up and then go home? Like what? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bad word, ain't it? All right. I won't say that word. She was looking at me funny. Did you say the S word? So, yeah, that's how they do. That's how they do. Let me see. Another question. My question, do you think Avondale is being overrun by white people? I don't see a lot of white people. Where are you going? You going upstairs? All right. Be careful. All right. No, I don't see a whole lot of white people overrunning Avondale. What shade red do you use for your lips? Natural. These are my natural lips. I don't know what you're supposed to do when people talk about your lips. In my mind, that's what you're supposed to do. Lick them and then blow a kiss. So that was what I did. Are you banned from the buzz and why? All right, I think I just answered that one. I'm not sure. And it was because they didn't want a whole lot of controversy surrounding when I got fired. Tony wants to know, are you satisfied with the R. Kelly sentence? I guess, yeah. I guess I am. I'm not going to, you molested kids. You mistreated women. And you molested boys and mistreated them as well. So 30 years, 30 years. I'm cool with him being in jail for 30 years. No sympathy. None. So yeah. Who's walking out of Mania with the championship? Roman, Brock, or Austin Theory? I think still Roman. I think they want Roman to be their Hulk Hogan. Which I don't know why he's not gonna be, but they want him to be. They've been trying to make him that for the past, feel like 10 years. So I think he's walking out. Did you enjoy Jerry's sweet potato pie? No comment. Let me see. Any more questions? What's the real deal behind DJ Key finger story? I don't know what DJ Key was going to say. I don't know. When will that transmission be replaced? To be determined. What does this Francis mean by having a black hole? You know what she meant. This is an adult show. She was talking about her coochie. Come on, you know what she meant. Are you still contemplating the First Amendment audits and the how-to tutorials? Yes, I am. I'm actually, when I'm doing this moped, I have my other camera and I'm going to try to put together videos, and not how to, but just a video of the process that I go through doing this. And I am still contemplating the First Amendment audits. I'm still thinking about it. Actually, what stops me doing more stuff is this show right here. Because it's 1 to 3 or so. And that I can't really do a whole lot in the morning because I got to be here at 1. And then after 3, I can't do a whole lot because it's after 3. So, but, we'll see. And I'm not saying I have a problem with doing this. I wouldn't do this if I had a problem doing it. But I'm just saying, if I just had my whole day free, I could do a whole lot more. And this sits smack dab in the middle of the day. So y'all understand that. Question, did you start refurbishing your moped? I guess technically you could say yes. I mean, I put the new gas tank on. Ran some gas through it. It wouldn't start. So I really do think I'm just going to rebuild the engine. I think I'm going to just do a full rebuild. There's a few rebuild kits that I can get with the gaskets and the piston and other little parts. So there's a few rebuild kits that I can get. So I think I'm just going to rebuild the engine. And again, that sounds complicated. It's a 1-cylinder engine. So it's really just taking out the old part and replacing it with the new part and putting the gasket on there. So it's not like rebuilding a car engine or something like that, where you have to have some great amount of knowledge and ability. Linda says they can't tell you what to do if you're not employed with them. No, they can't tell me what to do, but if I call and they don't want to put me on the air, they cannot put me on the air. So that's when you don't have a right to go on air. Like, just because you call, and a lot of people really don't understand this, just because you call don't mean you got to get on. They can say, no, you can't get on. because you don't have a right to get on the air. Somebody want to know, have I fixed the transmission? No. Did Garrison record all my shows? Probably. If no one has officially instructed or you didn't sign anything, why can't you call? Again, it's not that I can't. I could pick up the phone and call at any time. It's a matter of whether or not they will let me on. And the reason that they didn't want to is because, you know, they didn't want all of the potential controversy surrounding me getting fired. That's it. It's really that simple. People trying to be funny. I know. Jen says, it seems the men are most interested in your lips. It really does seem that way. It bothers me. It bothers me. Do I have a 65-inch TV? I do not have a 65-inch TV. I got a 55-inch TV. I think I got a 47-inch TV. I got a 120-inch projection screen with a TV projected on it, but I don't have a 65-inch TV. Let's see. Are you going to midget wrestling? No. I'm glad you can finally acknowledge him. Acknowledge who? Who can I finally acknowledge? I'm not sure what you're talking about. On the serious tip, what do you think can be done by our community and law enforcement to curb the crime going on across the country? I think law enforcement, I'll leave the question up. I think law enforcement, well, see, it's not much. Law enforcement can actually patrol and get to know the people. But I don't think a lot of them want to do that. And I don't think a lot of the people want to get to know law enforcement, which creates an issue. I really do believe if you know the law enforcement, it might help. If the law enforcement know the community and the community know law enforcement, it might help. But again, I'm a believer, and I think numbers bear me out, that the people doing the crime is such a small amount of people. Like I actually did the numbers at one point in terms of just Chicago, because we talk about the shootings and whatnot in Chicago. And I pulled up all of the numbers of everybody who had been reportedly a victim of crime. And I didn't just do shootings. I did robberies, I did rapes, I did everything. I pulled those numbers up once and I calculated it out. I said, if every crime committed in Chicago was a black person, every single one of them, which we know is not the case. And I did it by the percentage of black people. I don't know these numbers now. I had it written down. I did the math. It was so much less than 1%. That would mean that less than 1% of the black people in Chicago were committing 100% of the crime. I think it was like 0.35% of one. So like 0.35%, something like that. So when we talk about crime, like it's just black people are just criminals, like that's less than 1%. It's less than 0.5%. So I think we have to take into account how we view crime, who's doing it, but I don't know that you're going to stop crime. You might be able to cut some stuff down, more of a police presence, maybe, but we can't ask for that because a larger police presence ends up catching people who ain't involved in crime and creating issues for them. So I don't have the answer, of course. But I don't think as many people committing crimes as we seem to think. Do you eat popcorn when watching movies at home? No, I don't. I don't eat popcorn really hardly ever. I don't like the kernels getting in my teeth. So I very rarely ever eat ice cream. Is Wyatt a real attorney? I believe he is. I mean, he's never shown me his bar card or anything, but I got no reason to believe that he isn't. What was the story behind the darling Nikki? I missed why it was so funny. I don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. Jericho says, why not change the showtime? I'm all right with the showtime. I'm just saying, in terms of getting out and doing all of this stuff, it's difficult in the middle of the day. I mean, imagine if you had something to do every day from 1 to 3. But, you know, you wanted to go out and handle all of this other stuff. You'd have to work around that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Y'all too sensitive. Don't be so damn sensitive. Let me see. Any more questions? Any more questions? Are you rebooting HVWA? I am not rebooting HVWA. Gorgeous Rick Rose is retired. So do you have another job, or is this your job now? This is not my job now. This is not a job. I don't get paid to do this. As a matter of fact, like Wyatt likes to say, if anything, this costs me money to do. This is not how I make money. I don't have another job, but I make enough money to pay all my bills, to eat, and to have some money left over. Geneva wants to cut the show short and meet in person and get some stuff done. All right. I don't have a lighter that you can borrow. This is old and neither here nor there, but did you ever watch that video I sent you via Messenger, Crystal? Probably not. I don't trust videos via Messenger because I get a lot of videos via Messenger, and I believe that they're like viruses or something. Like if I click on them and open them. So unless like I know you personally or you've told me well in advance, I'm gonna send you a video. It's gonna be about this. Please watch it. Then I probably won't open it just because I don't trust it. They be telling Lincoln his lips chapped. All right. Did you ever watch the Netflix short story I told you about, Two Distant Strangers? Yeah, I posted that on my Facebook page that I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. Change the time and call it E-Man Lounge. Welcome to my world. And if it's a hit, we split. All right. Boxers or briefs? Boxer briefs, actually. Have you watched season 2 of The Upshaws? I don't know what that is. I didn't watch season 1. Have you started working out? No. But I do think, I try not to share this stuff, but we family, so I can share. I think when I come back from out of town, I'm definitely going to start working out. But I think I'm going to actually start training, I guess you would say MMA. But like I'm going to do some jiu-jitsu training, some kickboxing training, some just regular boxing training. I went and visited the gym and, you know, had a good talk with the owner, and he was explaining the way everything go. So I think I'm actually start training for that. I don't actually want to compete, but it's just something that I want to do. I want to train for that. So I think I'm actually start training in mixed martial arts. There's jiu-jitsu and some other jitsu and some other jitsu and some other ju something or another. Now, all of them names, I don't know what all of them names is. I'm sure I'll find out what all of those names is, but you know. When you guys play again, so I can see you not dance. Let's see. I missed that post, so expand your thoughts on it. I thought it was interesting. It's a story if we're thinking about the right thing, because you know names. I had coronavirus, so a story about basically just the black dude just trying to get home. The black dude trying to get home, and he keep having an interaction with police. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I won't, share everything. But it's a black dude trying to get home, and he keeps interacting with law enforcement. I thought it was decent. I didn't love it. It was all right. I mean, it was interesting, make you think type thing. I know some black people who don't like black people who would love to watch it and have wet dreams about it because they don't like black people that much. But I thought it was interesting. Again, I can't say a whole lot because I don't want to spoil it for somebody who might decide to go watch it. Have you watched Stranger Things? No, I watched a little bit of season 1 with Mrs. Livingston, and I just couldn't get into it. So yeah, that's her show. So no Stranger Things. Well, what do you think about Tupac Shakur legacy and popularity 20 years after his death? I like Tupac. I mean, I liked a lot of his music. So I think it's interesting. Thanks for asking about working out. I really need him to get serious with Hank. Hank mad at me. Hank is mad at me. Don't get yourself broken. It's training. What's your favorite finishing move in the HBWA? I was a figure 4 guy. Will you sign to Wyatt Promotions? We have fight cards coming up. You're trying to mock me. Don't mock me. I'm serious in the mug. I'm gonna go train. My that little grandbaby, her daddy. He's a MMA fighter. He trains. I mean, he competes. I've actually seen him on TV competing. So he's a legit MMA fighter. And, so me and him was talking about it. And he was like, you could, because I used to wrestle. And, we was kind of goofing around. And, he was like, you could train and, you could actually get good. And I thought about it. Like, I ain't trying to fight. You know what I'm saying? But it would be nice to train. It would be something to do. I could, as I start working out, that could be, a part of my cardio workout and all of that kind of stuff. Because when I went and watched those dudes train, they were so out of breath and breathing like, this is the best cardio workout that you can have. They was wore out. And I was like, okay. Rule number 1, you don't talk about Fight Club. Are you secretly training? No. The same cop each time was a different issue, no matter how hard he tried to get out of it. You just gonna spoil it for everybody who might want to watch it. Did you ever watch Karen? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I think it should be played in high schools. I didn't love it either, but with everything going on, really appreciate it. They said it was inspired after George Floyd. Yeah, I could see that. And I do think people should watch it. It might give you a different take on everything that's going on. When you had COVID, did you lose your sense of taste and smell? I do not have my sense of taste back yet. Yes, I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I didn't believe I had lost my sense of smell until I went and got it. I got a big thing of peanut butter because I like to make peanut butter cookies, which is something else that I did on the 4th of July or the day before the 4th of July because I love peanut butter cookies. But I got the peanut butter and I was trying to smell it because, you open peanut butter and you in the jar, the smell, or at least for me, the smell of peanut butter, it's an amazing smell. It's heavenly, but it's really strong. And I was like, I can't smell this peanut butter. Now, I knew I had lost my taste because I had lost my appetite. And Mrs. Livingston kept trying to get me to eat. And so Donato's, I think Donato's is the best pizza in the history of pizza. It's the best pizza in the history of pizza. And so she had went and got me some Donatos, and I was like, I don't really feel like eating, but it is Donatos. And I went to eat it, and I had the sensation of salt. So I knew that there was something with salt in it in my mouth, but I couldn't taste it. I could just tell I was eating something salty. So yes, I lost my sense of taste and my sense of smell, but I got those back relatively quickly. It was only like 3 or 4 days before I got it back. I bet Hank is mad at you. You keep messing around. Oh, he is furious. He is furious. He sent me the meanest text message that you could. I think he might be done with me now. Let me see. Anything else? Any other questions? An example of a girl marrying her daddy. She's not married, but you get what I'm saying. I don't. I'm serious. A celebrity MMA card would be nice. You can fight a local celebrity. Well, let's talk about it once I've actually done some training. I haven't even done it. I haven't had session number 1 on anything. So as it stands right now, no, I don't want to fight no celebrity who done trained in MMA. No. But once I've done some training, I might be open to it. I'm just not big into the idea of, getting punched in the face and socked in the head and kicked and all of that stuff, But I figure, I'm a train, but that's why I say I don't know that I'm necessarily going to compete. I'll train and get better, but training is different than actual competition. I don't know that I necessarily want to be getting socked in the head. That's all I'm saying. You've obviously never eaten Jet pizza. I have, actually. I have. I love peanut butter cookies as well. I keep trying to explain it to my family, but they didn't lose theirs. It's been over a month now. Oh, wow. You're against OG Freddy. Got nothing against OG Freddy. None against OG Freddy. The commonalities, interests shared between you and your daughter, child's father. Let's see. We scheduling Lincoln the first bout. Just train for physical fitness. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna be training, just to get fit. And I just always like the idea of getting in a boxing ring. I had like one boxing lesson when I was little, and I didn't really like it. But when I look back, I really wish I would have kept doing it. I used to take karate lessons when I was younger, and again, I wrestled. But again, I was younger, and but it is something that I enjoyed wrestling. And when I say I wrestle, I'm not talking about HVWA. I'm talking amateur wrestling. So I did that, and but I also did HVWA, pro wrestler, and I took karate lessons when I was little. Now that you've passed the 50-year threshold, will you try cocaine? Why? Why would I try cocaine? Why would any reasonable person try cocaine? Especially when they're over 50 and have never tried it. There is nothing that you could say or do. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to try cocaine. In no way, shape, or form. No, not at all. So, why would anybody even ask that question? I don't even understand that. Adriaticos, no, I don't know nothing about Italian that. But Adriaticos, no. Donatos. Donato's. What part of Donato's did y'all not understand? It's the best. Period. No debate. It's no debate. Period. All right. So I guess that's all the questions. Look, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Yeah, that one felt like, not that Lewis is, but that question felt stupid. That question felt stupid. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all spending some time with me. If things get to a point where I have to do something and I do have to change the time of the show, I will let y'all know. I will let y'all know in advance. As it stands right now, I'm still enjoying doing this. I'm still enjoying the time spent with y'all, kicking it and, having fun. And I really do appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. Shahira, absolutely not. And I just had Donato's. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know good pizza when you hear or when you taste good pizza. You might have a taste bud problem if Donato's ain't the best pizza you ever had. I think you're really just trying to be difficult because you know it's the best. You know it's the best. Until next time, again, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It's been the afternoon experiment. I'm Emanuel Livingston. Hope something amazing happens to you today. All right? Till next time. I'm out, y'all. Peace.